Hello, everybody. What's going on tonight? Let's see. Get these earbuds plugged in here. There we go. Switch over to the comments. All right. So what's going on, everybody? Let's see. We got Auto Salvage Outlaws in the house here. Good to see you, man. How's it going? I seen cousin Mike showed me the pictures of that fox body you just picked up. That I got to tell you, those 4i ones, those are the ones I like the best out of all of them. I like them better than the later ones that had the covers over the headlights. They just, I don't know. Leighton Welding, how's it going, man? Mofo Driver, good to see you. Buff's Garage, always good to see you. And there's Landon's Custom. Haven't seen you in what, few hours? Oh, so how's everybody doing tonight? We'll wait for everybody to kind of file in here. Ari, good to see you, man. Did you find all 4 spot welds on the floor pan? Is there 4? I found 3 of them. I think Ari knows what the subject of today is about this week. Oh, yeah. 24-hour shifts lately. Whew. Those are rough. What are they, Buff? Like 4 on, 3 off, 3 on, 4 off kind of thing? Whoa, dead air, dead air, dead air. What's going on? Yeah, I used to work shift work like that, and oh my lord, it was nice having 4 days off, but it wears on you. I found I generally sleep one of them days away, so it wasn't all that great. Tim Windsor, how's it going, man? The friendliest, nicest guy on all of YouTube. Seriously, good to see you tonight, man. So, I guess we'll dive right in here. The wonderful world of Mopar as seen from the eyes of somebody, well, it's been 1.5 years since I've had any kind of classic Mopar up on a lift to where I can really dive in and get a good look at it. Hey, Andy, good to see you. Envious, good to see you too. And I'll tell you what, ah, it's hard for me to say, but I've been looking at a lot of Fords. I've been, you see on my channel, Fords are everywhere around here, and yeah, they're. I've got a lot of experience with Fords. When I lift that Mopar up, oh, Fords are built Ford tough. Like I was telling Landon today, the torque boxes and main supports and the unibody subframe under this little Dodge Dart that I got, they are, I can't even say half. I'd have to say they're a quarter of the size that Ford would have put under there. Everything under a Mustang of the same year as that, it's a 65 Dart. You look under a Mustang and everything in there is heavy built. The torque boxes are that wide. The frame rails are huge going in a Mustang. Fast or hardtop, just like this little Dart. On this little Dart, they're like that big. They're like maybe 3 inches wide. And I reach up there and I feel like I'll show you in the video I'm putting out. The fenders on my Ford are thicker than the structural metal under a Mopar. I was just totally blown away. Even the K member is light stuff. So I think I'm on to what you Mopar guys are all about. You can't get a car any lighter than a Mopar is right from the factory. It's just, like I said, it just blew me away how light and cheap a Mopar is actually built. In the classic 60s era. Uh, I had a 53 DeSoto. I wish I would have kept it now because I could have showed you the differences where Mopar was in the 50s and where it went to in the 60s. Boy, they did a 180. I don't know why. It would be interesting to find out why Mopar went so, I got to say it, cheap, but cheap in a good way because they are, like I said, ultra light. There, we get caught up on the comments again. A bodies are paper thin. Yeah, I mean, beyond thin. Uh, Everybody chips off the undercoating in there. Well, I was up there and I was looking and I was kind of feeling around, and a big old chunk of undercoating fell off of my hand. It's twice as thick as the sheet metal that it's protecting. So yeah, I see why you guys scrape all that off and get it all off there. You drop half the weight just getting that stuff off. It just blew me away. But on the same note, you look at a Ford because they're, I've looked under Camaros and Novas too. No, Chevy and GM is kind of in the middle ground. Ford is way overbuilt. You look at the bottom of a Mustang and you look at the bottom of a Dart, and that Mustang will look like it's made to haul 6 cord of wood. Just in the, like I said, the structure of it all. And I showed Landon the bumpers on that little Dart. You can bend the bumpers by hand. That's how thin they are. It just it freaked me out because I'm so used to working with the other two. And I can see why you Mopar guys are so exact with your builds, and you like to do everything back to original. Because on a Mopar, you look down on the floor pans. If it's rusted out and gone, you got to have the original one back in there because you need those bead rolls right back where they were. Because every bit of that is actual structural of the car. On a If it was a Mustang and you wanted, it was missing a floor there, just throw a piece of sheet metal over it, cut it, like you need it, throw it in there and weld it in. It's good enough. The rest of the body, the, you know, framework under the car will compensate for it. You don't have to be so 100% exact. So I'm getting it. I'm understanding it now. Yeah, it was scary looking. Like I said, I was showing Landon here. Right now, I got it up on the lift because I was using that Dart as my lift guinea pig because it's the lightest car I got out here, and I could use it to make sure it lifts level and everything. And I catch the lift in time if something bad happened and it, jogged. I was afraid of doing that with a big full size like that Fairlane or something. Yeah, that convertible of his, yeah, he brought it over to ask me if I could weld in the floor pans to it. Yeah, and when he pulled it down into the driveway and opened the door, the car went, "Floop." and he had troubles closing the door. That's when I knew right away that yeah, there's more than just a floor patch that needed done on that one. So the good thing on that Mopar though, like I said, it is light. It is ultra light. I bet you I could get that car into the tens with a Briggs Stratton engine. Probably not that quite that much, but yeah, it won't take much to get that sucker to really scoot down the road. Yeah, that's one of the things I didn't like about the Fox body too. Uh, they were extremely light, but in their light areas, like you look down in uh, the body support, the frame in the unibody, Ford is really wide. They did use lighter stuff, but they kept it wide and big. Honestly, the Fox body is my least favorite Mustang. It's going to sound like blasphemy, but I'd rather have a Mustang 2 with a small block in it than a Fox body. But they're all good cars. You know, they've all got their place. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. I sure appreciate that, and it's good seeing you. So, anybody else got any experiences with them freaky little Mopars? Yeah, like I said, they're still a good car. It's just my least favorite of the bunch. And the 84, that was the 4i one, right? 84. Yeah. When they went to the covers over the headlights, to me they started to look like a Taurus or a Tempo from the, just from the front as they're going down the road. But they could make them cars move, and the Fox body saved Ford. Then and they made a building a 302 a whole lot cheaper. That's when Ford finally started to release everything to the aftermarket world. And well, nowadays you can build a 302 Ford for about the same price you can build a 350 small block Chevy. Yeah, it's kind of different looking at Mopar through the eyes of somebody else. Uh, it's it's like starting something new. It kind of lit something under me. When I first got that car, it was another one of them that have to grow on me. But now that it's in the shop and looking at it, I see the possibilities in it now. Ah, the coyote swap. Yeah, there is a lot more to that. A good friend of mine who does a lot of cars, Leroy, if you're watching, he's been trying to coyote swap a 67. Yeah, I think it's a 67. And he's been working on it a while. The biggest drawback on it is the wiring. That's what he's fighting right now, is trying to get everything happy where it's at now. And he said it straight up. He said, I could have done 3 LSs for the price that I've got into this car right now. He said, I completely and totally get it. I understand why people do it. Because when it comes to the final, when you can drive it, a Coyote swap ain't cheap. Oh, oh, and it was funny that you mentioned those spot welds. Ah, that's another thing that blew me away. When I was at the resto shop, like I said, I was hired to be the grease monkey, get them running, the tune-ups, the assembly, stuff like that. I wasn't hired as a body man because I am not a body man. And so I would jump in and do some of the grunt work, like drilling spot welds. Well, if you've ever had to drill spot welds on a Ford or on a Chevy, they're not like this far apart. Some of them are stacked on top of each other. They're ding, 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 all the way down. On that dart, they're like this far apart. And they're hither or there. I can actually see spots where one was supposed to be. You can see where it came, but it never welded, and it's opened up a little. Just just blew me away. The post, well, again on a Ford, it's a box that comes out and your seat bolts to. On that dart, it's just a piece of sheet metal that comes out and is bent. That that's your seat, what holds your seat posts in to hold your butt in this car. It has one, two, three, four, 5 spot welds holding that whole thing down. That's what holds your butt down in that car. 5 spot welds. Just blew me away. Totally, totally blew me away. You'll see it all on the video that I got coming out. It just, and you'll see the look on my face when I'm going over it all because, whew. Let's see. There we go. The chat gets stuck there every once in a while. I had to get it to go there again. Holly came out with the plug and play now. Cool. I know there for a long time they wouldn't release any of that, but I did know that Holly uh, and one other Atomic, that's MS. Oh, well, that's also owned by Holly. That's why we're in the making to bring out a standalone for the Coyote finally. Yeah, the 2-valve mod, not a bad one. When they went to the 3-valve and then on to the 4-valve, ah, that variable cam timing that's in there and 5-mile long timing chain, oh, and spark plugs that like to spit out. Oh, one thing good about the Triton is it kept a lot of mechanics' bills paid. I hear you, JV. Oh, and I was trying to get your address. I got that distributor. It's off and it's in the shop. I just got to find a way to get it to you now. Like I said, I'll pay the shipping on it. I just get it to you. And it is it. I hooked my vacuum gauge or vacuum tester to it, and it seems to be a good one. So that should work for you. And it's an early, came off of an early S10, 4-wheel drive, 80. I'd have to check title, but I think it's a 84, 85. I'll ask, since there's Ford guys here, why does the Mustang have more room in the cowl than the cab? I don't know. I can't explain that one. Look at the oh, what year is it? The Camaro, the cab over Camaros. Yeah, that's another one that was like that, where they stuck the dash clear over the top of the air cleaner. Ugh. We'll slap a few of them on there. Hey, hi, East Rock Road. What's going on, man? Good to see you. There, that's the answer we're looking for, Terry. Right there. As soon as you get them shock towers out of the way, you betcha. Oh, the worst pain I ever had was in a 70 Mach 1 with a 351 Cleveland in it with headers. Yeah, try to change spark plugs or uh, exhaust manifold header gaskets. Try to do that on that. Oh, I think that's why I'm actually not a big fan of the Mustangs. That and the amount of rust. We call them rustings. Even up here where most cars last, for some reason the Mustangs, they all tended rust out. On the fastbacks, and yeah, it was. It all comes down and then drops down what looks like the splash aprons there. That all ties it in to the uh, good lord, I can't think tonight. The torque boxes down below that connect the front frame rails. On a convertible, they're huge underneath there. I've worked on as many. All I got left of mine is the emblem. But yeah, it was a fun car. That was a really fun car. But we ruined it. Well, I didn't ruin it. My dad and the original owner of the car, they ruined it. They took the front end out, put a straight axle in it, put a 429 in it with a tunnel ram, and yeah, that sucker, they tubbed out the back. That thing bent in half. It just, that 429 just twisted that car up. And it was back before we knew a whole lot about what we're supposed to know about. And yeah, I'm sure there was a lot cut out of that car that shouldn't have been cut out of that car. And it should have been put on a frame. Had a 67 and a 70. Both was nothing but pain to work on. Yeah. Those shock towers, any Ford product with shock towers that doesn't have the straight six in it is just a pain. We put a 429 in a 68 Cougar with no motor mounts, just wedged it between the shock towers. And then we couldn't get it back down. I hear you. And a 68 Cougar XR, those were neat cars. Uh, I like the Cougar better than the Mustang, way better than the Mustang. That hideaway headlight grill, oh man, that was just a good looking car. We have a 70 Mustang Coupe with a 302 out of an Explorer sitting in Guatemala waiting for me to work on. Wow. Down in Guatemala? And it's still alive? Guatemala is what, like 200% humidity? And the ocean spray and everything? Wow. I figured it'd be gone. In the mountains of Guatemala? 70s, Mustangs started to step away from what a Mustang is. They started to get a little big. They started to get real big. Crazy thing is that the shock towers were totally unnecessary, left over from the original design of the 60s Falcon. Yep, which was supposed to be a front wheel drive. Ford dropped that feature but kept the towers. And you can see it too when you look underneath of it. You can see where the cradle was going to be and everything. And didn't they follow through with that though in England or in Europe somewhere? If I remember right, they did go front wheel drive over there first, and they kind of used that same thing. I forget, but good God Almighty, are they just an absolute pain to work on, working around those. And you can kind of see a lot of similarities in the shock tower, the bottom control arm. You look at that bottom control arm and you look at the Mopar. Well, the Mopar's got the torsion bar that goes through there, but you can see a lot of similarities there too. It's just Mopar put torsion bars that get in the way of everything else. And Mopar, oh, that K member, oh, it's in an engineering standpoint, the Mopar hit the Ackerman angle perfect. That's why a Mopar steers and handles just like they do. But the problem is it puts everything right in the way. Hey there, getting greasy. Good to see you. I wouldn't mind having a 70 to 72 cruster, but I ain't giving that kind of bread for a builder. Yeah, that's where you got to draw the line on a lot of them. Like I said, there is a little bit of Mopar around here, but yeah, your wallet's got to be able to afford it. And that's why I've never really bothered with them until I landed into this one for a good enough price. A price I couldn't walk away from. Hey, Jason, the angry trucker. Hey, Rabbit, how's it going? Oh, looks like we got some more piling on in here. Good to see you. Yeah, we was in here talking about the differences between Mopar, Ford, and Chevy in their body designs, and how a guy that's looked at 100 million Fords is looking at a Mopar for the first time in a million years. Holy cow, this thing's different. Yeah, they did. The early Chevy 2s and the Novas. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the best mistake you can do is to share it around so everybody, you feel even it out a little bit, It's like the FE design on a Ford, when they stuck half the head into half of the intake manifold. Well, JB down here, he's got a Chevy version of that. It's just a whole lot lighter on that intake. The 2.8 is got that same intake kind of design. Yeah, I hear you there. 75 to 79s even. Even the hatchbacks are jumping up there in price now. Just just mind-boggling. When I was a kid, that was a $500 car running. Most of them had the 250 slant or straight six in them, but unibody stuff can be nothing but a pain in the butt. Yep. The store for rot bad. Oh, they store for rot bad, then you're left with nothing. Yep, and everything on them matters. You can't just go willy-nilly cutting stuff off. That's why I've always preferred body on frame cars. They're more open and easier to change things around. Yeah, he has a tendency of uh, taking away your build roll in a hurry. There we go. Now we're caught back up. Yeah, I had one back in high school. Uh, Back then, I hated it, but looking back now, that car's got a lot of possibilities. I don't know why nobody's really truly embraced the Mustang 2s, but I think it's coming. And just like you said, stuff that little 302 in there. Holy cow, that little Mustang too could come alive in a big old hurry. But that one I had back in high school, oh, I hated that thing. It was a coupe, white on white. Yep, that's what time it is. It's always that time. I need to change it to 5 o'clock, right? Hey, Don, how's it going? Great to see you, man. And like I said, I got the link up there, so if anybody wants to jump on in, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. The theme of the live tonight was the difference in Mopar, but we'll talk about whatever we want to talk about. I don't care. Yeah, they're really shot up. And the Aspens, I guess you could throw the Aspen into that category. Hey, Hippie Miller. My brother had a King Cobra. It was a fun car. Could do a donut anywhere. A guy that lived up the street, old George Hayes, he had a Pinto. I think it was a hatchback. It might have been the sedan one with the little trunk. But he dropped a 455 Oldsmobile in that thing. And it was so nose heavy that all it would do is burnouts. But boy, he had a lot of fun in that car. That's another car I've always liked. I've always had a soft spot for a Pinto. I don't know why. They're not the world's best looking car, but well, they're not the worst either. I ain't really a Mopar guy, but have latched onto a few low mile 440s, hanging on to some. You looking at Mopar motorhome ones? Because I can find them, a lot of them in motorhomes. Hey, there we go. We got Mr. Buck Does It in the house.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you all again.
What's going on, Buck?
Hey, we made it over this time. Hey, there's
Oh,
Getting
sweet.
Greasy Garage. Didn't see him. Thanks for stopping by earlier and helping out, Barrows.
Hey, no problem. No problem at all.
John was just on, and he was talking about how we all us returning guys are helping out his mentors. There's
Us
Auto Salvage.
crazy veterans.
Yeah. There's Terry.
We've been
Rosen.
there. We've seen it.
What did I miss? Did I miss anything good?
Oh, I don't know. Is there anything good?
Yeah. What was good? Shooting darts and flipping the bird.
Did you like that one?
I did like that one. That was good. Yeah. Pure Pontiac. Hey, JB.
There's the bell.
There's two of them. He was wondering where the bell was, so I went and dug him up.
We took an AMC Gremlins, stuck a 340 in it, and you want to talk about fast? Oh yeah.
That thing was crazy.
A guy here in town had a GT Gremlin, the one with the little AMC V8 in it, and that thing was just stupid fast. Power to weight ratio on them is just unreal. I can only imagine with a 340 in it.
The bell. Yeah, imagine
That
it.
was-
Yeah. And then wasn't it the roadkill guys put a Hemi in one of them?
oh Lord.
Yeah, the Hemi Grammy or the Grammy, yeah, Hemi Gremlin or something like that. Dart Sport.
Just got home from meeting. Good to see you out there, Ed.
Now he has me hungry for Lone Star.
The Lone Star Steakhouse.
Buck is hustling.
Hey, first responder. Good to see you out there too.
Yeah, he drove the rat rod today. I didn't get to see it, but he
I
said
got
he
the
was.
notification. I got to look over at it.
Yeah,
Rat rods are just so fun. And especially from when I was working in the resto shop where everything's got to be perfect. And then you go home and you work on something, it's just make it fit whatever's going to fit and make it work. It was liberating. So I'd go over there and do the technical stuff, and then I'd come home and do the whatever. And that's a
yeah. You
style
can send it
that has
first responder.
never ever ended. The rat rods. It's just that the name kind of means different things and is kind of evolved over the years.
Well, you know what, there, Ed, you have to tell Lone Star to get better Wi-Fi. Oh, is Wild Rose in here? Hello, Wild Rose.
Did you see Nolan
Bear
in
Rose.
there?
He meant Bear Rose. He put
Oh,
Wild Rose.
I see Nolan. He's about ready. He's filling a block full of concrete.
Is he?
I see. That's going to be
Uh,
interesting. That's
you
something I've
see,
never done either.
you see, Greasy getting greasy too, or Garage 2 there. Comment. Yeah. Isn't that what you're building? 59?
59. Oh, Lord. No, 58.
Oh, you got a 58.
But I got a couple 59 wagons. Yeah, those are interesting cars. That big old bubble down on the bumper, that's an air duct. And it's just begging to be a cold air intake for a turbo. It's saying, I
Or
want it here.
you almost said LS, didn't you?
You know, if I was to do a turbo though, I would look at that.
Yeah.
Honest, direct and straight up honest, I would look that way. I'm a carburetor guy, but yeah, you start playing with that stuff and oh yeah.
Barrows knows.
And it's because I'm cheap. I know I'll screw it up with a carburetor, so I don't want to blow an engine up because I let it go lean. I don't trust my tuning abilities enough for forced induction.
I have such problems with that 4-barrel Holly. I just can't get it to work. I didn't mess with it lately, but I have to get back in there. I finally
Vacuum
back.
secondary?
Yeah, vacuum secondary, but there's always a dead spot, and it's just I don't know. It's getting worse. So maybe I ought to pull it apart and see if some of that ethanol fuel screwed with it.
It seemed to be running pretty good at no name.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I had it. Well, I was running it pretty constant before I got there.
Did you change the tank? Did you do anything to the gas tank?
No, but I did put my bore scope down in there, and everything was spotless.
How
And
about
then
the fuel lines?
I had 2 filters on it at that time too, and I ran probably 15, 20 gallons through there, and they didn't. There was nothing in them.
Okay.
So I'm sure to get uh I'm sure the tank was in good shape. But remember, I was talking to you the other night about the vacuum booster. Well,
Uh-huh.
I just took it out for a ride today with the new vacuum booster, and it's running like hell. And so, but I guess maybe I should now readjust the carburetor because I don't know if that other vacuum booster was leaking. You know, while I
Hmm.
was running. You know,
Is it shaking?
no, it's actually running smoother now than it did when it was. You know,
Okay.
with the old one on, I remember it shaking. Yeah, yeah, but it didn't. Never thought about the booster, but that booster was on it from brand new. You know, so that's been on there for 44 years. So
Yeah, that vacuum booster can cause weird things in weird places.
I know. I never thought about blocking it off. You know, to see if that had anything to do with it. Oh well.
Like on mine, on that Mercury, when I got home from the No Name Nationals and I went to start it up to pull it around to move it,
Uh huh.
and I had no power brakes. I had brakes, but no power brakes. And
Right.
I looked at it and it was running. Well, I knew what was going on because I had no power brakes, but I thought of that. This is a good time for a video and showed people how to test it by pinching off that vacuum line.
Yeah.
Pinched it off, leveled right out.
Yeah. Yeah. I never
Okay.
thought about that because it didn't seem like a vacuum leak, but I don't know because I still have the hesitation after I'm cruising, and so I only took it out for maybe a 5 mile ride today. And I don't know.
Hey there, slow small block Ford.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
ethanol is any ethanol in there. You let it set and it turns to that white chalk. And
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. I've had that problem with my snowblower. I have to
yeah,
buy the ethanol free, and then I don't have a problem. But all my other stuff doesn't have a problem with it. I don't know, but that car's been sitting for the last since No Name Nationals. I really haven't driven it around much.
that's kind of what I was thinking in the beginning there, but it ran out just fine at the no name. And while you was driving it a little bit there, had it
Yeah.
running just before you took it.
But he says it sounds like a power valve issue. Maybe I never checked that. I forget how you check them. But there was. I thought if you could shut the if you could turn the air screws in and it stalls, then the power valve's okay. I think that's what somebody said. Something like that. Anyway,
I've
you ever heard
heard of
that?
doing it that way.
You know, because if the power valve's leaking and you turn them air screws in, it's still going to get fuel.
The other one is to pop your hand over it, over the
Oh,
top of it,
mm-hmm.
and then listen.
I haven't done that
Force
yet.
it to go fat. That like choking it out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it seems like if I'm like coasting down the road and then I have to get on again, if I pump the pedal a couple times, it doesn't hesitate. That's why I'm thinking it's low fuel. But I just checked it before I took it for the ride, and the squirt. As soon as I touch that throttle, the squirters are squirting.
But could be the power valve.
Well, I don't know who put it
I'm not
together.
real big on Hollies though.
Yeah, I never really had a lot of luck with them. Oh, he said the power valve might not be bad, just might be too big or
Too big.
small.
Hmm.
Too big. It'll stumble once you trip into the throttle. Oh, There you go. See, I learned something tonight. Because that might be it. Because they had a 30cc accelerator pump and a 50cc housing. So they might have something too big in there. Same way with the squirter. The squirter might be too big too.
There we go.
What'd
I
you do?
lost audio there for a minute.
Oh,
I was like, what the heck?
Did you accidentally hit the mute?
No, I think my headphones here, I think the jack
Oh,
is
okay.
starting to go.
You know, sorry, a first responder. I was looking for it. Yeah, there it is. I got it. He has an intake. He's wondering what it is. Let me see if I can let's shut that one off. Let me see if I can shut that one off. I can't.
But yeah, you can play with the power valve. But what gets me on that though is, like I was saying, it sounded just fine at the no names.
Yeah, I know.
When you was coming down the pit lane, or the lane there, and you pop it a few times as you was going by me, waving.
Yeah, it'll run beautiful like that. But when you're going down the highway and then you coast and then get back on it, there's nothing there. I don't know if anybody could see that.
So yeah, that could still be it. I'll solo you out here.
Let me see if I can get a better picture here. I can't. Let me see. There we go.
There it goes.
Now it's focusing. He's wondering what kind of intake that is for. I'll show you the bottom here in a second. Can't get the. Come on now. Let me see if I can get up there again.
Straight up. Straight up.
I don't have autofocus on right now. That's probably why it won't do it.
Flat out. How many intake bolts?
What's that?
How many intake bolts?
Looks like 1, 2, 6. There's like 2 in the very center. Yeah, it looks like 6 intake bolts. It looks like there's 2 for like the EGR setup, on each side.
A Y block, you can spot them a mile and a half away. They took them, instead of going this way, they go this way. They're crazy. 365 Caddy. I was thinking Cadillac, Ed. I don't know what size though.
Yeah, because the intake ports are on the outer edges.
I just hook a vacuum gauge
carburetor, see how much vacuum motor is pulling at idle, and put that power valve in and see if it helps. They're like $3 to $5, cheap, easy fix. Well, I have like.
And put it on the manifold side.
Yeah, I have like just a little over 15 inches of vacuum because it has that camshaft in there. But I don't know who put this carburetor together, because remember when I first took it for a first ride, the throttle stuck to the floor. They had the rod bent, and then the accelerator pump stuff was bent. Now, I never took it apart. I just trusted it was okay. But I guess I need to take it apart.
Yeah, have a good night, Terry. It's great seeing you.
Because I'll be able to drive that around for a while before I get that big block together.
You got to get out there and show a slow small block Ford what's going on.
Oh, Terry. That's what it sounds like. Wide open throttle. It would, but would stumble if I drove it a little and then let go to whack it. Yeah, that's exactly it. Every now and then it'll spit too.
She'll pop a little back
Oh,
through
yeah.
the carburetor.
Yeah.
Try a little on the timing too.
Well, yeah, I have too much timing in it, I think.
Yeah.
Because it runs worse with the vacuum advanced than it does if I just set it to where I think I have max at 32 or 34.
I think if I remember right, slow small block Ford is actually Terry Grover's son. He's
Yeah.
got his channel up. Good stuff.
It could be vacuum advanced on timing. Well, I don't have the vacuum advance hooked up. I got a new vacuum advance, but it seems to run worse with that on. Hey, there's 162 customizing.
Always remember with a Holly carb, take the center screw out of the base plate. They're known to come loose and drop down into the motor. Eesh, yep.
Oh. I'll have to take a look at that.
I've got a bunch of Hollies out there, but I have better luck with the Nettlebrok. But everything I do is for the street. It's for asphalt
Yeah.
driving. So that's why
Well,
I have the better luck with them.
that carburetor you gave me, I got all the parts off of Dallas for all the jets and stuff.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. The only thing I'll have to get is like a choke pull off, which is I'd probably want to put a new one on anyway.
So that one will work for you, huh?
Oh yeah. That one will
Okay,
work
good.
fine. I actually soaked it in Pine Sol and Lysol and some hot
Really?
water. Yeah, man, it cleaned it up really good, man. It's not spotless, but I can't believe how good it did.
I never would have thought of that combination.
I saw it on YouTube. Yeah, well, they just used Lysol. They said not Lysol, Pine Sol. Pine Sol was they used that. You can use it 50-50 or 75-25 or straight up. I was surprised.
The only reason I still chem dip is because we just bought a new bucket of it.
Right. Because I thought about buying a bucket of it, but man, that's pretty expensive stuff.
Yeah, and only about that much in the bottom of the bucket is actually chemical.
Wow.
The rest is all just oil.
Yeah.
To keep the good stuff from evaporating.
Okay.
So if you buy a bucket of it, then you buy the little 1 gallon can of it, because that's actually a refill bucket. So most of that is chemical, and a little bit of that on the top is the inert stuff to keep it from evaporating. And then just dump that right into the bucket and put the lid back on it.
There's Joe Royal just said he heard it cleaning injectors with Pine Sol. Hi, Annabelle.
I've never heard of that. Pine Sol and gas. I didn't. Huh. I'm gonna have to try some of that though.
I bet you that stuff would work good in the ultrasonic cleaners. I don't know if it would foam up though.
One of these days, I'll get an ultrasonic big enough for a 4-barrel.
Yeah, that Ryan Barres just did one. Just
Did he?
got one. It was $230 or something like that. It's pretty big. It looks big. He put a 4-barrel in there.
I've got one of those. I think it's a jewelry one or something. You get it
Yeah.
from Harbor Freight.
Yeah, they're only this big or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could put a lawnmower carburetor in it, but
Right. But not
that's about
nothing.
it.
Right. But when I was down to see Dallas, Dallas has one and he loves it. And I think Unfinished Project too has one. And uh, oh, look at that! Pine Sol works great in an ultrasonic cleaner. See that?
Now that I have
Um,
heard, but I haven't heard of just using it all by itself.
Yeah, yeah. I did a little short video of it. I should have did the before and then the after, but I didn't.
There it is.
Yeah.
I've heard of like super clean in it too, and boy, everybody's got a recipe for ultrasonic. You put a little of this and a little of this and a little of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a kit. I got all the parts. I was thinking about putting it together and then just letting it sit. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I should put it together right before I need it. You know what I mean?
Then you can put it on your car. Yeehaw!
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, after looking at that slant six thing there, I was about half tempted to run over to Landon's place and dig through all of his old snow machines out there and find 6 matching snow machine carburetors.
Oh,
Go 1 for 1 with it. And then reality hit me in the back of the head like a ton of bricks and said, no.
no. Hey, there's Scarlett the 4 Cuda said there's a channel that he has a couple of videos of building your own.
Building your own ultrasonic?
Mm-hmm.
It just vibrates, right? Vibrates fast enough to get that
Yeah.
ultrasonic pulse going through there.
The old man uses 50-50 water and Pine Sol to clean carbs. That's about what I did, but I didn't have enough Pine Sol to cover it, so I had to throw in some Lysol. His last video used a stainless steel laundry sink, nice and big.
I wrote that down, old man in the shop, because I trust you on it. One of these days, I'm going to build a hot tank like you did.
Vibration and heat. Yeah, it's
In
about
fact,
40 kilohertz.
I've saved 3 RV water tanks just for that. I'm going to try to plumb it up with run it on propane and make it continuous and try to make a hot tank out of that.
Oh, okay.
But if you want a design, check out his series on it. He's got a good one.
Oh, yeah?
In fact, I think that's how I found you.
Well, I found them through JB.
Through JB.
Yeah. And JB was looking for the bell.
Great seeing you, first responder. That intake, I was told, was for a RB.
Yeah, what's an RB?
But I don't know. The guy is holding it for me.
RR would be Rolls Royce. RB. A Royale Buick. No, that Royale was Oldsmobile.
RB. I know he's going to say it, and I'm going to have a duh moment.
Yeah. I heard that
Oh,
too, that it'll take the gold off the Holly carburetor.
so will the chem dip. It tarnishes it.
Yeah,
Or
I
the
didn't.
Enduro Shine, it dulls that. So if you're worried about the finish on them, yeah.
RB. RB Big Block Chrysler. Ah. Raised block, max wedge. Okay. That's some of the lingo I don't know.
I'm thinking of getting it for
It's
the 413, huh?
it's too bad Max Wedge isn't in here. Max Wedge, Dick Dastardly. I wonder if I still have his phone number.
Raised block, max wedge, RB. Yep, that's my standing too. I actually prefer them not to be shiny. I like the raw, dull carburetor look. That, and I'm not scared to throw it in the chem dip when it needs it.
No, I don't have it in here. Darn.
That, and back in the 70s, my dad had that little 32 Ford pickup we took to car shows and did rod runs and all that. And I polished so much chrome and washed and dried and polished that. Yeah, I like the rust now. I like it. I'm done washing and polishing and all that stuff.
Polishing and
Just
all that.
drive it and have fun.
I still wash my vehicles, but I haven't waxed them in I don't know how long.
Yeah, you just spray them off and
Yeah, just keep going.
roll it.
Well, what I used to get lazy and I'd wash the car, and then when I'd rinse it, I'd get that spray wax, right? You rinse it off and you put the spray wax on, and then you dry it with the spray wax on, and then it would wax it while you dry.
Not the silicone based stuff, is it?
I don't know. I never looked.
Oh boy. I remember that silicone based stuff, and then oh Lord, you try to paint after that, that stuff
Oh,
soaks right into the metal and you got fish eyes everywhere.
oh, really?
Yeah. On a bike, it's crucial. It's everywhere.
Uh, 38 POS Racing has a question there. He does. I don't believe he has a second
Carry over
channel. Everything on
there.
his channel is all the helpful hints are on his channel. You just have to look back through on it. You have to look back through his lives,
Yeah.
not his
Look for
videos, his
the
lives.
creator workshop ones. And another good guy to look at too is Buzz at Roadkill Customs.
Mm-hmm.
And go back and look at some of his. He did a lot of lives and special things like that for channel building and stuff. Looking to see if I could find it.
Chrome won't get you home.
See if I can do it this way here. Roadkill. There we go. There he is. Copy.
You got some studying to do.
Paste.
That's a Thumper, the fat.
There we go.
Guy. The sweaty fat guy's buddy.
That's Buzz's link, and he look him up. Like I said, a lot of our workshop lives were also done on his channel. Just go back and watch all of his too.
The old man says you may need some new batteries in that clock behind you.
Like I said, they're in the remote up in the front room, so.
Yeah.
This is the room that time stands still. Everywhere else it flies by. Oh.
Yeah.
So, what has everybody been working on?
Well, I got the rear end. I actually had oh, look at this guy.
Hey there, Don.
Oh man, I gotta turn my headphones down a little bit.
It must be a Christmas present.
Yeah, birthday. Yeah.
Is your birthday? Happy birthday, Don.
No, it's early birthday present. No, for this No Name Nationals, my twin brother Ron, he registered me for No Name because I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait to get till after tax season, property taxes and all that. But he entered me for No Name, so here we go, boys.
You're in it now. Now we're all rolling.
Well, it's official.
It's official.
The Dawn.
The dawn is on.
You remember that song years ago?
Get the film better, man.
Boogie that, here he come. Boogie that, there he goes.
Ray Stevens.
Yes.
They call him the Streak.
Yes, I grew up on that.
Yeah, me too. We used to have some streakers outside the high school. Every now and then you'd see them running by.
I seen him over there by the tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I said, Martha, don't look.
Oh, it's
too late.
Ethel. Don't look, Ethel. At the basketball playoffs. Yeah, that goes back to what, late 70s.
Oh, good Lord. Was it that long ago?
Yes, wow.
Yes. That was the 76, 77? Something like that.
That's what I'm thinking. That was when we
good old Ray Stevens.
Don't look, Ethel.
That's right.
But it's too late. She done got mooned.
That's right.
Oh, look at this. Buck was one of them streakers. No, I didn't have the guts to do that. Cousin Mike has that 8-track. You're telling your age. Yeah.
That was early 8-track.
Yeah.
I don't know. When did 8-track come out?
Right after 4-track.
Yeah. And it was before the cassette.
We had a 4-track.
That's why I'm saying my Valiant was upgraded to an 8-track.
I think it was in the 60s somewhere. Probably later 60s. Early 70s. I would say maybe the early 70s. I don't know.
I remember in high school, my desk was one of them console stereo, with the turntable, the radio, all that. and the 8-track player. So all I did was listen to Pink Floyd over and over. You know,
Dark Side of the Moon
yeah.
over and over.
All you had to do was crack the lid about this far. You could change cassettes or 8 tracks rather. But yeah, when they have that looping effect, it's like, hey, you don't even have to put a new one in.
From the mid 60s to the early 80s. That's what Wikipedia says anyway.
Yep. And then the boomboxes come in.
Hello, Wendy.
Hey, hello, boss. Hi, Wendy.
Good to see you.
Hi, honey.
Nice to see you too, honey.
1965.
That was a good year. Hey, honey, did you hear I'm registered for No Name Nationals?
Nope, didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Your secret's out.
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah, and who left the secret out?
Buck did.
Buck did it.
Well,
Buck did it.
Oh, Buck.
All I had was a list. I was only going off the list.
it was a matter of public knowledge if you knew where to look.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now that we got that out of the way,
Because I said to John, I'm like, don't put it on the list until we get a live. And he's like, there's nothing I can do. It just pops up. I'm like, Don's going to see it. He didn't know how to get to that page, but I did. But now Don has a bookmark, so he can.
well, I didn't.
Your short block with a set of Terry Grover heads and Luke behind the wheel, that thing will fly. Yep.
I'll send first responder that message there, Ed.
But Don got 4 subs today.
Wow.
Sweet.
Wow. Wife's been picking the neighborhood, you know. Hey, go check his shit out. Subscribe. Does it cost me anything? No. Okay. Take what you get. If they allow it, I'll take it. But you know, you have your ups and downs. I put out a short about a giraffe the other day. Thought it was going to be the next viral thing, you know, got 67 views, man.
Oh,
yeah.
Buck probably knows April the Draft from New York.
I never heard it. I never heard of it.
Well, there's a zoo up New York, kind of north from us. And
I watched her for months. Wait for her to have this damn baby. I'd watch her all damn night, man. From February, she was supposed to be due in February. April didn't have that baby till April.
Imagine that. It was a thing when
I'll be right back.
All right, We'll be right here.
Yeah, it was a thing at the period or that time period. It was Dejiri. Is that what they named the baby?
Yes.
Dejiri.
Dejiri.
Wow, we went on vacation. They sold us.
Yeah, we went up there July 9th after the baby was born. Took the grandkids up there, man. They had a blast.
Oh, cool. You can't beat that.
No.
Well, if you look at that short I put out about the giraffe, I took that video. I have one that's stuck on the iCloud because I don't have my password to get to the cloud. I was literally counting chin hairs on this giraffe. I was under it. It was like, holy shit, you know.
Yeah. April almost took my head off.
Because they got this big a viewing deck. She comes up and they sell bags of carrots. What's the money on that, honey?
I think it was $3 a bucket.
Or a bag.
No, they were in buckets.
I don't know what.
There we
Well,
go.
yeah, they wouldn't want the bags, I suppose. But it was cool. You could feed the giraffe, and
They had deers and bears and
it was a zoo.
jaguars and
That's my wife's favorite animal is giraffe.
It was neat because when they opened the deck up for a new group of visitors, they kind of, but we was right there front row, and it's like, oh my god, I'm looking up, hope you don't slobber,
Is that
They
your
got a
work
tongue as
there,
long
John?
as their neck.
I
And
think
they
a
like
giraffe's tongue's like 18 inches long.
Yeah.
It's, well, nature is cool. You can't argue that.
I mean, when Tajiri was born, the baby in April, he was born 6 feet tall.
Wow.
But April, they had to put her down. I think it was last year. She had arthritis in her knees and her legs, and she wasn't able to get up and down. So they sent her out and had her cremated, and now she's back at the Animal Adventure Park.
Wow, that's a big oven.
Yeah.
Well, who
That
else?
would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if you could take that much off. Yes, drag pack, you can. There you go. And there's the rest of the story.
I know I've got one that's got the clutch pack and everything for a 460 that's been neutral balanced for an internal balance 460 that we had to have done. And holy cow, that ain't cheap.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the price of a QuickTime scatterproof bell housing for that. Yeah, that ain't cheap either. I've built cars for the price of that damn bell housing.
Well, that's that wish list everybody talks about.
Whew.
Just put it on my list.
How do you like my
You
no
did one of those?
national sign behind Don that Dallas gave me?
Wow, it's because you wouldn't take no. You wouldn't take no. I won't say that.
No, I asked Dallas, and he's like, no, they cost a lot of money. And before we left, he said to John, he's like, where are they at? I want to give her one. And he gave me the AHR thingy that's hanging down in the dining room. If Don's on the laptop downstairs, that big old sign. That was in Uncle Tony's garage where Dallas had his shop or his office.
Yeah.
He gave me that.
That
It
he
was-
is. That he
Yeah.
is. And I'll tell you what, at the No Name Nationals, it was an extreme honor to sit right next to Ed. And
Yeah.
Andy of Unity Motorsports was right in front of us. That was just the coolest thing.
Yeah, Ed's such a nice guy.
My car
can't-
didn't make it to the No Name Nationals, but I'll tell you what, I had the time of my life there.
Well,
You do haven't seen one lately. He usually does a Friday thingy, I think. I think it was Friday. It might be Sunday. The guy that had the little boy, I think he had like autism or whatever. Don, it's when he went to take pictures of my van.
white trash.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
Sam?
Yeah. Sam.
Sam,
Yeah,
yeah,
I saw him
white
a
trash.
couple weeks ago. I saw him.
Well, it's wintertime. Everybody
I haven't
gets
seen him
busy.
do any
Or
lives lately.
I think he does a lot of snow plowing. And he does recovery, I know.
that would be
Towing
interesting.
and stuff. So he's probably hopping busy right now.
But isn't he from PA?
Yeah, he's not from
too far
Pittsburgh
you
area.
guys.
Well, where's he doing snow? Because we're not getting any.
Yeah.
We're only like 3 or 4 hours from PA
No, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
or Pittsburgh.
We are Pennsylvania, so yeah.
Yeah,
But-
we're not that far from where he lives.
No, we kind of get the same weather.
Yeah,
Well, they get it before we do, and then we get it before Buck does.
Yeah.
Saying
And
this,
I don't get as much because I'm south. I'm like in the Florida area of Pennsylvania.
I mean, Don has a snowblower. We haven't even used it yet this year.
still got the gas in it from last year
Yeah,
that I never used.
yeah, we didn't get snow last year either.
I don't know
Well,
why.
Hey Don, you know why you didn't get any snow? Because I hooked my snowplow up early.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there it is. It's all your
Yeah.
fault.
Yep, it's all my fault. You didn't get no snow yet.
Well, that's good. We don't need any.
That's okay. It's got my snowblower has a shelf life.
Yeah.
Hey, Buck, how much snow are you supposed to get Monday or Sunday into Monday?
I don't know. I heard that we were supposed to get it, but I didn't look.
Buck's
We're
going to be
supposed
on.
get 1 to 3 to 3 to 6. It depends on which way it goes.
Man, that's not a lot though.
No,
That's just inconvenient.
I'm just glad we don't live in Buffalo. That shit they got this year.
Buffalo always gets nailed.
Well, they got that lake effects.
Yeah, that's Buffalo. If you
Hey,
look
Ed's
up,
machine. First responder says thank you for the comment there with the Oldsmobile. Oldsmobile 371 or 394. He's going to check into it some more, and he says thank you. I was going to look up the weather for Wendy.
Oh, I know what my weather is.
No, I was going to look up my weather.
We're back
Whether or
into the
not-
cold.
Whether or not you believe me.
no, we've been fortunate. Other than that cold snap everybody had there around Christmas, it's been a pretty mellow winter. The deer are having it real easy this year.
Let's look at the hourly. Well, I'm not 40. So
I looked out back. I got deer
Sunday
tracks
and
right
Monday.
up onto my porch. I was wondering what that noise was the other night.
How big are the deer? Well, deer season's over. We'll talk next year.
And the wife almost hit one coming in our driveway.
Well, that's when I come into play. Nope, I got a network that has, that people go to work every day, and it's like I got them north, west, south, and east. That there's a fresh roadkill. Well, it wasn't there last night. Okay. Actually, I got one Thursday. Of course, it was raining all day. It was miserable. It's like, back of the car took it rough that day. Big doe. She got pounded.
Yeah, there's about 8 of them that hang out in my backyard. 8
Yeah.
does, and there's 2 bucks.
What?
Little
3
white
bucks.
tails.
Buck.
Yeah.
We always got a buck hangs out around
I
here.
get a buck almost every weekend. Isn't it
Yeah.
nice? But he's got a bunch of points.
Yeah.
Every Saturday, he's got a bunch of points.
Yeah. Same buck time, same buck channel.
Buck channel. That's right.
But it looks like I'm only going to get some light rain, maybe some snow showers. 41
Wow.
degrees. Yeah.
I got a bunch of apple trees around, and I
Princess
don't
come
pick
to
the
see you.
apples. I just leave them there for the deer.
Southern front feet of
Is that Miss One Eye?
No, that's the other cat.
Oh, that's the other one.
That's the wife's cat.
That's the main.
I'd rather have this one compared to, but not right now. She needs a haircut bad. Bad. She makes a pretty picture, but
So do I.
She's a Maine Coon, so the hair grows forever.
Yeah, she gets shaved 3 times a year.
All right.
She has an
Once you get,
appointment in February.
now she's on my bench. Of course, got to get her. Usually this door's locked, so. Well, not locked, but shut. All right.
So how your head's coming, Don?
I haven't touched them in a couple weeks.
Haven't touched them.
Now I've got sidetracked. Well, deer season got in the way. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
But that's out of the way. And then saying the other day, a friend turned me on to roadkill. I got that to put away tomorrow. That's going to be all afternoon. They need time to hang, set up, hamburger. Yeah. My stepdad wants to can some, so I'm going to get him enough for that. It's my grocery store.
Do you guys do mincemeat? Real mincemeat?
I don't know. I butcher all my stuff, so. And usually I don't do exotic. I'll do back straps. If it's a smaller deer, I'll do a nice quarter. Nothing too big. Be it one of them. Cook it 3 or 4 hours on a campfire, and about midnight, and everybody will get hungry.
I have an uncle that used to make his own mincemeat with venison.
Oh. All right.
And then we'd make up mincemeat pies with them.
I wouldn't even have. How do you make mincemeat?
It's almost like a pickled form, a sweet pickled venison.
Well,
if you buy mincemeat pie in the store, they use raisins instead of venison.
Raisins.
So kind of imagine the same taste, but instead of raisins, it's meat.
We'll just make hamburger.
But real mincemeat tastes a lot better.
Don, is she laying on your heads?
No, she's sitting there. Actually, she's smelling my valves that I'm doing the oven cleaner test to.
Hey, there you go.
We got that from Buck.
You videoed it, right? You got a video on it.
Yeah, but this is what it looks like after about 3 weeks.
He's never cleaned it.
Wow, I did half of them. And then Sam, come on, Cat, you're in my way.
Well, I just cleaned my valves with a 4.5 inch grinder. I put a wire wheel on it, and then I put the valve in a drill. I put the valve in a drill and put the drill in the vise and ran the drill and ran the grinder at the same time. Wheel.
Get going.
Yep.
I've done that with a drill press. You stick them up in the drill press.
Yeah, I thought of that.
Lock it out, and then just hold the Scotch right on them.
Okay.
With a little WD-40.
I'll come get her, Don.
Because it would turn slow enough, with the drill press that
my hairball.
You could manage it. That was a long time ago. Wow. You guys are bringing back. I'll have to do a video on that now.
Come on for a treat.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in years.
You want a treat? Come on, let's go get a treat.
Go.
In fact, I think it was on my go-kart. Was the last time I did that. That's a good thing about these lives. You little things will spark from way back then, and you'll think, hey, that'll make a good video now.
You probably have some.
Right? She's all right on the floor. Yeah, I guess
unfinished projects wants to know how many you got.
Cats, 2. I don't have any. I actually, I was given one as a birthday present a couple years back. Thank you, honey.
Yeah, she'll be 4 in June.
No, that long.
Hey.
All right. There's 2 felines here. And cats are idiots. I don't care who's are.
Yeah, but the one-eyed cat isn't an idiot.
Yeah, unfortunate. It's my track to fame is that cat. So
No cats, deer. He wants to know how many deer you got.
my son got a nice 8-point and 2 road kills this year.
So that's a tree.
Yeah.
3 bucks.
Nope.
3 deer.
1 buck, 2 doe.
1 buck.
You guys count all the points, right? Here in Idaho, we
Yeah.
do it different. We go like 4x5 or 4x4.
Yeah, we count points if you can hang a ring off of it. But when the point's this long, it's easy. But yeah, if it's an inch makes a point.
Yeah.
But Buck, Don's brother Brian,
Uh-huh.
he took Josh's 8-point back to New York. He's going to do it for Josh.
Oh, is he? Cool.
You
Yeah.
go get it mounted.
The head and all.
It was out here in my garage for 3 weeks, and then he come down for late season, and he took it home with it. He's like, "Give it to me. We'll fix it." But he's that way. He wants to get it done.
Yeah, yeah.
He knows a guy.
He knows a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Mostly what everybody goes for here, though, is mule deer. The whitetail, and not so much. People kind of leave them alone. They're all after the muleys.
Yeah.
They're a lot bigger body.
Well, step up here is going to, was it elk? But then you got to get into a lottery for that.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of our elk. We took
Hey.
them all up there and planted them.
Well, they're doing
Good to
well
see you,
from
Colin.
what I've heard lately. So the elk population.
Yeah, that's huge here.
Good night, everyone. Good night. Yeah. Good night, Ed. I'm going to go, too, because I'm tired. So,
Yeah, and it looks like Dust Devil just went live. So
Okay.
I think we'll all head over to his place. And we'll
Yeah.
go ahead and close this one down.
I'm going to head to bed. I work today. So,
All right, sleep well,
Tired.
Bob.
yeah.
It's
You
great
guys have a
seeing
good
you.
night. And good night, everybody in the chat. See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.
And we'll
Let me
see you
find
all
my
over
mouse.
it.
Can't find my mouse.
Sound like the one-eyed cat. Can't find a mouse.
That's right. That's a different conversation. All right, thanks, Bear Rose.
Great seeing y'all. Yeah, we'll
man.
see y'all again next week.
Yeah, well, we're still here.
We'll figure out something to talk about, or we'll just hang out and shoot the breeze. One of the two.
Well, yeah. That makes for an entertaining evening, no matter what goes on.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, I'll see you over at Brian's.
And then hopefully we'll see you all at the No Name Nationals this year. We'll all sit in the troll section.
Except
see you all.
except when I'm on the track.
Oh, no, then we'll double it.
There you go.
We'll see
right.
you all next week. In the
Uh,
meantime,
uh,
get out there and get the metal hot.